A man enters a cafe, empty except for the waitress. The rugged man sits himself in an antique-style chair near the window, watching the raindrops hit the glass and slowly reaches his hands out for the menu. The waitress comes over to the gentleman after having leisurely set a pot of coffee to brew. She asks in a very sweet yet stern voice, "May I take your order?" The man looks up for an instant, then back down at his menu, replying, Just a couple of minutes. Thanks." "Okay," says the waitress, and starts to walk away. "Sorry, there was something I wanted to ask," says the man quickly as he sees the waitress's body shift to leave. She then turns back to the table with a quizzical look. "Yeah?" she asks as she raises an eyebrow. "Yeah, could I have something that's not on the menu?" "Sure," she says melancholically, "if we've got it." "Like, for instance, Ovaltine?" inquires the man. "We might have some Ovaltine. I'll just go and check for you," the waitress replies, doing her job. She starts to go. "No, it's okay. Don't bother," he says. She turns and looks straight at this blue-eyed man. "You don't want Ovaltine?" "No, definitely not. Why would I?" he says as he raises an eyebrow to her now. "You specifically said Ovaltine." "Yes, I mentioned Ovaltine as an example of something not on the menu, which I may possibly want." "But which you don't want," the waitress concluded. "Right," said the man, pleased that she understood. "That's kind of a roundabout way of placing your order, isn't it?" the waitress asked. She was not amused. "It's not an easy matter," replied the man. "No, it doesn't seem to be," and she paused for a bit. "Okay, so what do you want?" "I don't know," said the man. "You don't know? Are you sure you're in the right place?" She looked at him intently. "Yeah, this is a cafe," he stated. "Right, we're agreed on that," she replied. "And you're the waitress," he pointed out. "Yup," spoke the waitress. The man then said, "All right, why don't you suggest something?" "All right, do you want some coffee? Maybe a cappuccino?" She tried her selling tactics. "A cappuccino," repeated the man. He looked down, investigating the menu. "That's on the menu." He seemed disappointed. "Yes, it's on the menu. So?" she concurred. "We were talking specifically about things off the menu, like Ovaltine," stressed the man. "Which you didn't want," reminded the waitress. "Yeah," said the man, hoping she was catching on. There was a long pause. You could only hear the hard raindrops hit the glass, and steam filled the area with the scent of fresh Arabica coffee. The waitress perked up and asked, "Do you like my hair?" "What?" The man seemed surprised at the randomness of such a question. "My hair. Do you like it?" reformulated the waitress. "What's your hair got to do with my order?" asked the man. "Nothing. I'm just asking. Had it done this morning. What do you think?" "It's nice, yeah," said the man. "It's not dyed," she informed. "I never said it was," mentioned the man. "I mean, it's naturally this color," she continued. "Right," agreed the man, slightly weirded out. The waitress whispered under her breath, "Matching collar and cuffs, in case you're wondering." "You what?" spoke out the man. "Do you like my top?" she rebuked quickly. She seemed cheerier. "That wasn't what you—" "My top. Do you like it?" she said in an assertive tone of voice. "It's an apron," he observed. "Underneath the apron," she clarified. "It's all right," he said. "Just all right?" spoke out the waitress slightly. "Nothing more than that?" "What are you getting at, exactly?" The man stared at her in wonder. "Nothing. Just making light conversation with the customer. It's a lovely day, isn't it?" she said sarcastically. "The swallows should start nesting in the eaves soon, if there were any eaves, which unfortunately—" "Look, we're getting way off track here," he interrupted. She then began in a sing-song voice, "What does it matter, my little chickaboo? What does it matter?" "I didn't come here to flirt, you know," he told her. "Sure, it's not on the menu," she said. The man spoke out. "I came here for a nice quiet—" He paused. "A nice quiet—" He paused again. "A drop of, possibly a bite to eat, but not Ovaltine." This waitress seemed a bit more playful now. "No, I don't want any bloody Ovaltine." He raised his voice slightly to her now. "Relax, it's not on the menu," she bemused. Yeah, I know, he said. Good. I'm glad we've got that sorted out. So, the waitress cracked her knuckles impatiently, and she spoke. Yeah, interrupted the man. Admit it, you came here to waste my time, didn't you? No, I didn't. I swear, I didn't, he rebuked. You're a time waster, she deduced of him. I am not, he defended. You're wasting time. Therefore, you are a time waster. I rest my case. Ha! She had him cornered now, she thought. Look, okay, I know it may seem that way, but that really wasn't my intention. You'll just have to trust me on this one, he claimed. Fine, but why the hell don't you just make up your mind as to what you want? There was a long pause after she spoke out. The rain was starting to fade out. The humidity seemed to be lifting slightly. Have you got any Bovril? The young man asked. Yes, you want some? Yeah, he stated. You're absolutely sure about that, confirmed the waitress. Yes, I'm absolutely sure. I want Bovril, he affirmed. Why didn't you say so in the first place? She seemed flustered. It was on the tip of my tongue when I came in, but then I just sort of lost it. I'm really sorry, he gazed at her. That's perfectly all right. After all, it's so often that way. You have it, then you lose it, and then you get it back again. She seemed quite proud of her statement. I know, acknowledged the man. Lucky you found it again when you did, though. We're closing up in a couple of minutes, she informed. Very lucky, he agreed. Anyway, Bovril it is. Yes, he confirmed with confidence. And you're really 100% sure about that before I take off into the storeroom and start rummaging around in the back of the shelves? She wanted to be sure this time. Yes, he said, and paused before he then stated, I like your hair. Do you really? You're not just saying that. You seemed a bit noncommittal about it earlier, the waitress said. No, I really like it. It's lovely, ravishing, he complimented. Well, thanks, she accepted his attention. I mean, I could eat it, metaphorically speaking, of course, he stated. Thanks, I suppose. She was shifting her hips from side to side. Actually, I know this is a bit forward, but I was just wondering, would you, he started to say. She interrupted. Mind accompanying me to the storeroom? Me to the storeroom? He repeated. Yes, I might need some assistance, she affirmed. Oh, he said. I mean, it's very, undisturbed in there. She paused to find her words. Very dusty. There might be a spider, she finished. A spider? He asked. It's a definite possibility, she affirmed. Really? He asked. Or spiders, she responded with enthusiasm. A gang of spiders, you think? He asked. Uh-huh. She gave him a very flirtatious look and a wink. There's a definite possibility of spiders in there. We might see one, or several, and if we do, it's okay, he said. I couldn't answer for the consequences, she concluded. No, I can see that. She interrupted him once again. I would definitely need someone there at my side, while groping in the darkness for, he got up before she could finish her sentence. It's okay. I think I've got the hang of the spider thing now. Good. Now she was a very pleased waitress. The man put his arm around her and announced, Lead me to your Bovril-flavored web. Just step this way, please, sir, she mused. And they sauntered off as soon as the sunlight finally dimmed through the clear glass and the coffee pot cooled down.